one of the topics that always come up is, oh, I'm so stressed. Tell me, I want to, somebody that never, ever stressed. Never. Raise your arm. Okay, translator, please. Translation into Romanian. Somebody that has never stressed in their life. Raise your arm. So, okay. So you all stress. Do you stress? Yes, of course. Okay, it's not mandatory. You don't have to stress. Okay, no, because when I go around, he says, do you stress? Of course I stress. Because there is, if you don't know, but in your companies, if somebody comes up, your boss, there are some bosses around you, yes. So you go to your collaborator and says, how you do? And your answer is, I'm so stressed out, your boss is going to be very happy. But if you are working a lot and your boss comes up to you and says, are you stressed out? And you say, no, I don't stress. I never stress. I feel my life like, a zebra. And says, and in Milano, where I come from, if you are not stressed, equal, human resources doesn't like you because you're not working. So in Milan, everybody's like, are you stressed? Of course I'm stressed. I'm so stressed. Are you stressed right now? I'm always stressed. What do you mean I'm always stressed? You can't be. So rule number 1 from Enrico is stress is bad for your health. Let me repeat it, because I've been around a long time around the world, and I've seen this guru that they say that stress is good. You have to have stress to do stuff. I will talk to you for 1 hour, if you let me, about stress, and I promise that you will leave this conference room knowing that stress is tremendously bad for your health. There is nothing about stress is good. Nothing, not one bit. Nothing. So now, the next time I do the question, do you stress out a lot? I hope next year you say, I learned how not to stress too much. But let's start talking about this. Oh, by the way. Oh, wait. I'm still filming? Yeah.
Thank you very much, Enrico,
yeah, thank you.
for your presentation.
Yeah.
It was so beautiful.
Thank you, because I'm a male brain. I need an applause. Thank you. It says I need an applause. Okay. Okay. So, okay, that was an applause. So, you never know how my speech is going. So even if my speech is going very bad, you already applaud me, which is good for my testosterone male brain. Oh, by the way, women, we are very sensitive to, thank you. You are such a wonderful husband. You are such a wonderful boyfriend. What should I do without you? Those kind of things are very good for male brain. I know we're kind of simple, but So who am I? Let me give you a 50-second CV. Who am I? I was born in Milan, Italy. I was exported to Venezuela when I was 15. I am a civil engineer. I graduated from Venezuela first and then MIT in Boston. I work in the United States. Eventually I came up and I worked with Disney, and then I went back to Venezuela, and then in Venezuela my wife got kidnapped twice, and after my wife got kidnapped twice, the second time my wife told me, you know what? I don't know about you, but I'm going away from this country. So choose one country, and I will follow you because you are my, husband and everything. So I chose Milan, so I got back to Milan, and blah, 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 and I learned how to speak at Disney. So now I started speaking, and then now I have a training and speaking career, and I teach people how to understand their brain to live a better life. Now, but because I like... That was a picture? Yeah. Thank you. Okay, thank you. That was so good. Okay, but I don't want to... I know this is a room full of psychologists, but I am not a psychologist. I'm an engineer. So science for me is really important. I want to touch stuff. I want to understand. But the problem is when I talk with a lot of neuroscience in the last 20 years, one is John Medina, Joseph Ledoux, you name it. I've been with Paul Zak, I've been with Robert Sapolsky, I've been with everybody. So whenever I talk with them, they're so fantastic, but you understand anything of what they say, because they talk. So I start to develop something which I call urban neuroscience, which is I'm going to give you the right amount of knowledge to understand ballpark what's going on in your mind, in your husband's mind, in your boss mind, but from the neuroscientific point of view, not from the psychological guru mind, you follow me and everything. No, just from the, hormones, electro cells, and everything. So before doing this, you have to understand one thing. On our brain structure, everything has a purpose. But our brain structure has not come from yesterday. So when we all start, we all start from a long time ago. So that's good. That's nice. So from an evolutionary point of view, how long do you think we have to go back in time to understand where they come from? So when we divided ourselves from apes and chimpanzee, when? How many years ago? Come on. Hundreds? Hundreds of thousands? Millions? Yeah. So the real thing is we go back in time and we start looking at each other as men like 3.5 million years ago. Now, think of this, please, because this is really important. For 3.5 million, almost 4 million years, our brain has been developed and built to understand and cope with things. But those things changed. Of course change. Change what? In the last what? 20 years? 200 years? 2,000 years? Maybe if you are very conservative, 10,000 years. Then we are now modern age men. But for 3.5 million years, our brain structure's been there to solve some problems, and we still have the same brain. So now, look at this. Oh, by the way, my very speciality is women's brain. Not male brain. And there is a very simple thing about I do my seminars on women's brain, which I warmly invite you, because women's brain and male brain, listen to me, are not equal. You know that. Please tell me that you know that we don't have the same brain. Okay, until 10 years ago, when I told people that you and you have not the same brain, your brain is different, says, well, but you know, gender, diversity stuff, that we have equal opportunity. Of course you have equal opportunity. You are very good at what you do, women, but your brain is different. And now we can prove it with a lot of functional MRI, and I proved Doru was present when I asked in front of, I don't know, maybe 800 people, 1,000 people, to John Medina, the most famous molecular biologist in the world right now, and I asked him, Dr. Medina, please tell me, women's brain and men's brain, are they different? And because John Medina is so nice, he's a very nice, plushy person. I mean, it's a fantastic person. He told us, remember, Doru, he told us.
Yes, but you are better.
Thank you. Doru is so good for my testosterone. Thank you. And he said, yes, they are totally different. So I don't know if you knew it, but yes, you have different brains. Oh, by the way, but that's another seminar, and if you are interested in what happens to those brains, this is what happened. And, you think a lot, women think a lot. I may repeat in Romanian. Women think a lot, a lot. And when you finish thinking, they're still thinking what you did, okay? And when you finish thinking what they did, they start thinking another thing, and you don't have an idea what they're doing. So women think a lot, and we think on the same, right? So we think a lot too, but in different ways. So, but that's another story. Now, my story today is about this animal. Yeah, that's a zebra, right? What's the name of zebra in Romanian? Zebra, that's easy. That's almost Italian. Yeah, zebra is in Italian. Okay, good, that's easy. Okay, now that's a beautiful animal. Now, why zebra don't get nervous ulcers, stress ulcers? Why? Isn't that crazy? I mean, life in the jungle is not that stressful. Well, I don't know. But before doing that, let's try to get this urban neuroscientific approach. So let's try to explain to you what's going on a zebra's mind and compare that on what's going on with a human mind. This is what happened. Yeah, it's a man. Thank you.
You never know.
You never. You wake up at 2 a.m. in the morning. Some of us do. You wake up at 2 a.m. in the morning and you start thinking, right? Let me give you an example. My daughter just got sick. You know, nothing very serious, but you know, the flu. But at the beginning of the flu symptoms, some fantastic doctor, or you know, the friend of the neighborhood told her that possibly she had mononucleosis. Okay? Which, by the way, is the kiss disease, which is fantastic for a dad, knowing that the daughter, 16, she has mononucleosis because of the kissing disease. Fantastic. So that thinking comes in 2 a.m. in the morning, and you start doing some nice thing to your brain. What do you think about in 2 a.m. in the morning? What do you think about? You think about tomorrow that you're going to have a presentation, and you think about the presentation. Maybe the presentation is going to be faulty because there's nobody's going to be there. And what about I go to Romania and I get the flu in Romania? There's no flu in Romania. Yeah, but I read something in internet about the flu in Romania. There's no such a thing in internet, flu in Romania. Are you sure? Because I'm not sure. It wasn't going. I have to travel to Africa next. So you start thinking on the money that you have to pay, the money that they give you. You start thinking at 2 a.m. in the morning. And the problem with this thinking is that that's something. Oh, by the way, that's a very nasty slide. Take a look at it. Okay, that's it. That's gone. Okay, wait. Take a look at that. Okay, that's only for men. Men, take a look at that. Okay. Okay, women, take a look at that. And you don't want your man to get in that position, right? So there is burger, and then you start thinking things. Now, our nights are filled with worries about different class of diseases. We're now living well enough long to add up stuff on the possible of the diseases that we can get, because we live long enough. We live long enough to get a heart attack at 60, or to get, or to go at a cancer long. And then what we're thinking about that in 2 a.m. in the morning. Now, look at that. Long time ago, we don't have that time. Because if you had, 200 years ago, you have a plague, or you were going to die very young. So you had no time to think on accumulated stuff during your life. You just died very young because of one disease or another. Right now, I have a very good news for you. We don't die anymore. If you take there is a nice book called Abundance, and nobody dies. I mean, you die very old. People normally, statistically, die very, very old. So we have a long time to add up a lot of diseases and a lot of complication. And that's baseline that I want to set. Look at that. Now, what the zebra are thinking at 2 a.m. in the morning? Are they thinking, oh my God, I have seen yesterday that the jaguar and the leopard is getting my friend, the gazelle. Is that going to take me next week? It's going to be my turn. And wait. And whenever the gazelle, and whenever, am I going to be too, and it's going to catch me. And when the lion is going to catch him, what I'm going to do? And that's 2 a.m. in the morning. Huh? The zebra is just awake. And she's thinking all these things. And then she feels very sad. Because yesterday, that's what she said. She saw her best friend, being eaten by a lion. And that was very sad. Do you think zebra thinks all these things during night? Do you think? Okay. No. Do you know what zebra thinks at 2 a.m. in the night? They just sleep. I mean, if you go to a zebra and ask her, what do you do at 2 a.m. in the morning? I say, I'm sleeping. Actually, if you ask your husband what they do at 2 a.m. in the morning, most of us are sleeping. Why you're not sleeping? Because just had a baby. And I'm getting, very worried about the baby. Aren't you worried about your baby? No, I'm sleeping. Okay, but you're sleeping. So you're telling me that when you sleep, you're not thinking about our baby? Don't answer that question. You just say, and you stay there. Okay? But you can tell her, I promise that I will think more about our baby at 2 a.m. in the morning while you are sleeping. Now, zebras just sleep. Now, the best way to set the baseline is think on what you are worried about. What you're worried about? Come on, give me some name. What you're worried about? Job? Crisis? Money?
Weather.
Weather, absolutely, weather.
Drinking.
What do you think about it? So you start thinking about, human things. Look at this. You're not very worried about going out tomorrow and somebody will cut you in half. And I have to prepare myself because tomorrow somebody with a knife is going to strike me and I'm going to blood all over the place. You don't worry about that. You worry about money, you worry about your boss, you worry about next meeting, you worry about those things. And if you do that, bravo, you're thinking like a human being, you're not thinking like a zebra.
Enrico, I'm worried because you speak too fast for translations.
Yeah, but they're laughing.
They are so kind with you.
I'm sorry, translators. I know I'm a nightmare for you guys, but you're so wonderful. I love you. Okay? Okay, now, reality check. Stress can make us sick, and critical shift in medicine has been recognition that many of the damaging diseases with low accumulation can be either caused or made worse by stress. Now, think now like a zebra. Again, zebra is here. Now, when zebra is awake, not sleeping, she can worry a little bit about things, about physical injuries, predators, and starvation. And this is really important because this is where the real talk starts. Now, follow me. What happened when the zebra smells a lion? Then, if we go back in time, and she smells a lion, she knows she is in danger, or he's in danger, right? So the nature kicks in a stimuli and a structured brain circuitry to stay alive, right? So I smell a lion, and the body of the zebra starts doing fantastic stuff. For example, it starts redirecting the blood pressure to where? Legs, right? Do I need my blood pressure in my tail or in my ears or in my beautiful eyes? No. You need your blood into your legs because you probably are going to be running for your life. Now, listen to me very carefully. If the stress response is this, it has to be very structured. Now, I'm smelling a lion, I run for my life, and what happened to the zebra when the lion gets tired? Or when they don't smell the lion anymore? They stop and get back to eating, right? Now, let's say in the meantime, while zebra is running for her life. You are running for it because you are stressed. Of course you're stressed. There is a lion up there. So you're running for your life. Is it important to remember that you are starving? Is it important to know, oh, did I eat today or didn't I eat today? Is that important? No. Do you think it's important for the zebra because I have to take a little pee? And do you think zebra's brain tell the body, hey, you have to pee. Stop. You can't pee running. So you have a lion on your back. So they will not stop for peeing. And the nature knows it and doesn't do anything to make the zebra pee in that particular moment. Do you think it's really important for a zebra that is escaping from a lion to think if it's mating season? If it's, I should stop because there is a beautiful zebra on that corner, and I should, approach her and try to do my thing? No, because you are running from a lion, right? So that's very important. Us as human, we don't do that. We can stress ourselves only thinking about stress. What a wonderful word. Isn't that beautiful for us to be so intelligent? Look what happened. Now let me tell you something about our brain. You probably have learned about that. We have 3 brains in our skull. One is not really important because it's a very ancient brain. It takes simple stuff, your temperature, your heart beating, your balance. So not really important, And then we have a couple of more brains. And you have to understand that one brain feels and doesn't speak, and the other brain speaks and doesn't feel. And they don't communicate exactly in the same way. Oh, by the way, now it's really much more interesting and really easier to understand our brain because of these guys. And I am honored enough to be a trainer in Disney. And you see that? Those are part of the Italian team of Inside Out. Have you seen the movie? So if you've seen the movie, you should understand what the limbic system is because those guys live in the limbic city. If you haven't seen the movie, you have to. It's my homework for you. And you will understand a lot of things. And it's Disney style. It's very easy. Even us can understand that. Now, that's rage, sadness, joy, disgust, and fear. And they live in the limbic brain. Now listen to me very carefully. The limbic brain is completely and absolutely influenced by our thinking. Let me explain how they thought it was. How our system goes into balance. Let's say that you are sweating right now. I'm sorry. Let's say that you're very hot right now. So the homeostatic system says, if you are hot, I start sweating, right? So the sweat lowers the temperature. That was thought for a long time as the homeostatic symptom, the homeostatic system. Now you have to understand that our brain is much more complicated than that. And big names, they don't speak about homeostasis anymore. They speak about allostasis, which, by the way, is a very new concept in training your people into your companies with allostasis in mind. And allostasis is really different. Allostasis is we activate the stress response before we actually are stimulated by the stressor. Let's say that any of you is very, 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 do you have fear of flying? I mean, some of you, you don't like flying. Okay, you too. Okay, let's say that right now I'm start talking about how many flight accidents there were, yesterday or the day before yesterday, or I talk to you and I say, you know what, this night at the television there is this nice series about, alta quota, indagini alta quota, those guys that go and explain to you how the plane crashed and killed 584 people, including 13 kids and 2 moms. Your stress response will be allostatic, and you will start worrying about flying. And somebody will tell you, you're not flying now. This is really ground. Yeah, but I'm going to fly tomorrow, so I'm going to start sweating by now. Yeah, but you're not flying now. So this is the typical thing that happens between the limbic system and your cortex. Now, let's say suppose that there is a shortage of water in your body. If you follow your homeostatic principle, you just reduce your kidney production of urine, and that's it. If you go into allostatic, which is very interesting as a concept, you should be prepared. Actually, this morning you talk about the VUCA concept. To go and understand the VUCA concept, you have to think allostatically, not homeostatically. So the problem is that the solution, for example, is you have to change everything in your body and not only the reduction of urine production in your kidneys. Probably I'll make you thirsty, so you have to drink. Or probably I'll make you do something to prevent what's going to happen. For example, in the flight fear, it could be, is there any other chance that I can go from here to Italy? Yes, I think you can go by car. It takes you like 3 days, but it's okay. Okay, but you can. So that's allostatic. Now, so, stress. What is it? Now, I want you to finish this conference and don't follow it, I'm stressed. No, you have to understand what it is. Because the first step into managing it is understanding. So understanding is this: what your body does to adapt to an acute stressor. Now, what is the stressor? Is your mother-in-law stressful? Is your husband stressful when he wants to keep quiet by night and not answering all your questions? Is it stressful when your kids come with a very bad grade? Is it stressful? I don't know. It is your mind that decides what to give into the limbic system and say, you know what, this is an acute stressor. For zebra is very easy, right? We can call an acute stressor what? The lion. Let's say that 2 zebras are talking to each other. It says, you know what? I'm smelling lion. And the other one says, I don't smell lion. Yeah, I'm so frightened because I smell lion. And the other one says, but I don't smell the lion. So in that problem, because the zebra are not so smart and they don't have the limbic system connected to the cortex, there is no information trespassing. So the one who is smelling lion will be under stress, and the one who is not smelling lion will be no stress response. Very easy for zebras. But if I come here and says, is this something burning? And some of you, because you are 300, says, yes, something is burning. We should go out. Oh, nothing is burning, okay? So just wait. So you have to understand this. Now, for us vertebrates, going into stress response, it would be you will have to run. And this is, for 3.8 million years, we have thought that if we are stressed, you will have to run. Now, if you will have to run, what happens to you, human? You have to raise your blood pressure, right? And start doing a lot of other things. Now, let's get this. Where stress come from? Who discovered it? Blah, blah, blah. The first one was Walter Cannon at the beginning of the century. 1907 he was born, and he studied the flight or fight response. Now, the one on my right is really interesting. Look at this, Hans Selye. He's called the father of stress hormone. But the nice story about Hans Selye is this. He was doing some studies on something. On something. Doesn't matter what. But he had to take rats. And this poor guy, he hated rats. He was scared of rats. So what happened when he was learning how to grab a rat? The rat in the laboratory got free, right? And he passed hours chasing the rats with a broom. He was trying to catch the rats in the lab. And after a long time, he catches the rats, and he, get the rats and get some pinching the rat and that. And after a while, all the system in place to do the research didn't work well. And his assistant said, doctor, there is something strange here. Some of these rats are developing peptide ulcers in their stomach, and some other no. So the idea came in. Which rats develop peptide ulcers? The one who were dropped by Dr. Selye. So he had an idea, and he started stressing on purpose the poor rats. And he measured the hormones. And he discovered what the situation, what the results of prolonged stress symptoms, stress source into people are extremely bad for your health. Now, look at this. Let's talk a little bit about hormones, okay? You have to understand there is a lot of hormones. Now, it's really easy. If you want your husband to be very, very nice and very, he needs the right amount of testosterone. You know that, okay? If we want our wife to do nice things and be very happy, she needs oxytocin and estrogen in the right way, in the right amount. Easy. And then everybody put here the cortisol, which is the stress hormone. Actually, it's not the only stress hormone, but it's very well known. Now, what happened is this. I'm going to be very quick on this because I don't want to get into very specific, but when the stressor is felt into your brain, then there is something that, the brain orders the release of CRH, and the pituitary gland releases another hormone, and at the end, listen to this, because I can introduce to you something that you don't want in your bloodstream, and it's called glucocorticoids. Guys, I don't know if you know the glucocorticoids, but you don't want them. Unless you are? Absolutely. Thank you. You are running for your life. You are running because there is a real accident, there is a real thing. So you're going to love glucocorticoids. But if you're not running for your life, and you're not running from a burning accident, and you're not running because somebody wants to cut you in half, you don't want glucocorticoids in your bloodstream. You don't want them, because look what happens. The stress hormone response says this: the glucocorticoids, they have a special project for you, which is, you are telling me that you are stressed, right? So listen to me very carefully. If you are stressed, then you shouldn't be worried about getting fat. Follow me. If you are stressed, you shouldn't be worried about getting fat, right? Because you're stressed. You're running for your life. Let me go again. If you are stressed, you shouldn't be worrying on having a baby. You're stressed. You're running for your life. You can't have a baby now. 3.8 million years. If you are stressed, you shouldn't be worried about having all those ice creams. Women, do you feel like eating when you're stressed? No? No? Only in Romania. Probably you're not stressed. If you're really stressed, something happened in your world and says, I need some kind of carbohydrates, I need some kind of glucose in your blood, so you need something. And you probably need to have some different food. Now, this is the stress management sensation. You need to understand what's on and what's off. And we have two nervous systems, which is called sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. One is the on system and the other is the off system. It's very easy. The one is the sympathetic is when you get really excited. Now, right now, because I'm talking to you, I need my sympathetic system to be very on. But let's say that I finish the talking. And I finish the talking and I go to my friend here and say, I finish the talking and says, hi, how are you? Did you like the talking? Did you like the talking? The talking was good. It was good, the talking. Oh, I'm so glad that you liked the talking. And so she says, hey, calm down. The game is finished. But my parasympathetic nervous system is not working. The off doesn't work. So your brain will keep telling your body that is an emergency situation. Now, I'm just trying to explain in 1 hour what's going on. Then I can tell you some advices, but it's not easy. Look at this. Okay, I'm going very quick on this. The pancreas produces glucagon, which is the mission to raise the level of glucose in blood needed to manage the stressor. Of course, I need more energy, guys. So give me sugar. Give me sugar. Do you care where you're going to put that sugar? No, I don't care. Just give me sugar because I'm stressed. Okay, so I produce glucagon, which tells your brain to get some sugar. Good. Then the pituitary produces prolactin. Oh, that's good for women. Prolactin is a very special hormone that makes women extremely aggressive and courageous. And because you need courage to cope with stress. So prolactin is very good, especially for women. Now, and then endorphins are produced to minimize the pain sensation. I don't know if you go to the movie, but if you go to the movie, you see the movie of, the people that get shot here, and they don't feel the pain. They don't feel the pain because the stressor told them, produce so many epinephrine that I don't feel anything. They can beat you, but you don't feel it. Of course, until the epinephrine is in your blood. And when the epinephrine is gone, you will feel it a lot, like the dentist. Oh, it's okay. It's not hurting. Okay. Oh, if you're very stressed, sex hormones are bye-bye. Honey, no. Why not? I had a terrible day. You know what happened? My boss, Mike Mark, and my stuff, I'm so stressed out. And actually, it happens the reverse too, okay? Husband. Well, actually, she's much more direct. It's us that you do with this stuff because you never know what's going to happen. But so, okay, so sex hormones are inhibited, so we don't produce that much testosterone or produce a lot of testosterone. You don't produce estrogen anymore, and progesterone has a problem. And because you have a lot of cortisol in your blood, then progesterone and estrogen go and fight. So you have a lot of problem there because you have the glucocorticoids there. They are giving some orders. Now, insulin gets ordered to start storing sugar for a future need. So get a little bit fatty here and there. But because you're stressed, you say, you know what, I'm so stressed, I don't care. And insulin I don't want to talk about insulin too much, but if some diabetic, this stress is not good for you. Actually, it's really, really bad. This is really, 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 really bad, so you don't want it. Now, stress and gender, it's different? Yes. Who stresses more? Who stresses more? Yeah, women, female brain. And stresses in a different way. Look at this. Because you have estrogen and progesterone, women feel very nice when they are full of estrogen. Now, when you are stressed, estrogen goes away, or it reduces a lot, so you have some problem. Now, when your testosterone right, women, you do have testosterone. And she's not distracted by emotional issues, but her empathetic thinking is impaired. Now, if you are stressed, your testosterone level goes down, and you get a lot of emotional, very emotional. Emotional is like 2 seconds flat. Emotion means I was doing good until 10 seconds ago. Husband comes home, say one word, and then she is stressed. And husband says, I didn't say anything. And wife goes, yeah, but you were thinking on it. Okay? So, when your glucocorticoids, women are very high, look at that. A woman can be as very hypersensitive and frazzled, impatient, premature in judgment, and something unable to think at all, which is really not good for anybody, right? Now, what you want to do is to have oxytocin in your bloodstream, and that's the guy who is the most important person in the world about oxytocin studies. It's Paul Zach, and we were together in Milan a couple of years ago. Now, women produce oxytocin, and look at that. Because you produce oxytocin when you are stressed, your stress management says, let me tell something to my friends. Let me talk about this. So whenever you are stressed, but women get together and try to talk about it. It makes sense, because for 3 million years, you could not run from the lion. You had your babies. And the baby cannot run. So what happened is, men ran to, solve the problem. Women got together to protect the children. And this, for 3 million years, got, structure and bred in your brain. Now, I told you about prolactin, much more courage, endorphin. You want endorphin because it's good for before the stress. And then you want, in the parasympathetic, you want to produce GABA, which is it's a neurotransmitter. Okay, that's it. Sorry. Okay, GABA. It gets you, okay, hold on, quiet. But you need to produce all these things in the right amount, and that's the trick. And then you want serotonin. Now, so white zebra don't get ulcers. And this is the punchline of the speech. Just in time, I think. The punchline is this. Zebra don't produce ulcers because they use what is called, and this is my SAS is my invention. It's an SAS reaction. What's an SAS reaction? Remember these 3 letters. Take them away in your private life and in your business life. Try to react SAS. Are you stressed? Do you need to be stressed? Fine, no problem. But you need to think like a zebra. So the first one is, you're thinking about the zebra, you're smelling the lion, so you start being stressed. Can the zebra get stressed? Yes. Are you stressed because tomorrow you have a crazy meeting with your boss? Okay, you can be stressed. No problem. Start. Right? Then what the zebra says, A, what is? Action. So starts, and then the zebra goes into run. The zebra doesn't go, okay, I start to be stressed. Let's see if the lion really gets me. Let's see, are you getting me? Do you want to get me? Let's see if he really comes closer to me. Okay, it's a little bit closer. No, they don't do that. They smell the lion and start running. So start, act, stop. Remember that. Even when you are fighting in your home, start fighting. Fighting is fine. No problem with fighting. Start fighting, act fighting, stop fighting. That's it. Not start fighting, fight, and then, okay, we finished fighting. Why did we fight? It's really incredible, huh? How he can be so, he doesn't understand me. Now I'm going to call my friend. I'm going to tell my friend why he doesn't understand me. And you, man, don't go to the bar and say, you know what, I just had a fight with my wife and blah, 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 because you didn't do the second S, stop. Now you can talk about it, but you don't want the glucocorticoids that comes with it. Now we are getting into the last part of this show, which is aging. Don't you want to get old? Well means, have you ever had a friend, when you talk with the friend, he says, I want to die very old. And the other says, no, I want only to live as long as I'm not old here, or my body. So I want to live 90. No, I don't want to live 90 years old. Because I'm going to be stupid, crippled, No. Do you want to get that age in a very well situation? Then you have to follow some rules, guys. You know who he is, right? Yeah. This is for ladies. Yeah, because I put the very bad slide with the, so I had to put Richard Gere here. Okay, so you leave the conference with a nice image. Look at this. First of all, touch your babies. They have discovered that if the baby is touched and hugged and kissed and touched and hugged and kissed and kissed and kissed, they will develop and produce much less glucocorticoids when they will be old. Okay? Okay, husband, it doesn't count now. Okay, you see this hug me and touch me, hug me and no, it's when you are baby. So, okay, so do with your babies. Do with your babies. Okay? Touch them and hug them because the touch produces a lot of oxytocin and it fights the glucocorticoids. Now, look at that. That's really easy. Oh, the violent studies, the most important studies in the world, the longitudinal study says, before your 50s, okay, I'm over. So before your 50s, no smoking. Good, especially in Romania. Few alcohol. Good, especially pretty much everywhere. Exercise. Oh, you need the violent, so exercise. Exercise is not good. It's extremely good. Exercise is better than you can. If you can't see the chemical of your body while you exercise, you would go for it every day. Now, it's normal weight, of course, and stable and warm marriage. Warm is interesting. Warm marriage. Stable and warm marriage. Warm marriage says, hi, honey, how are you? I'm very glad to you. Warm marriage. A mature reaction style. What does it mean, a mature reaction style? It says, Laurenzio, how are you? Are you okay? That's a mature reaction style. A non-mature reaction style is, hi, and you respond, what the fuck you want? Sorry for the bad words. So that's not mature reaction style. Not mature reaction style means when you go in the car and somebody talks and says, oh, fuck yeah. That's not mature reaction style. In Italian, we have a lot of problem on that. Okay? So, social bonds, yes. Make friends. And now there is a study, it's not concluded, that even Facebook social bonds count. Yeah, it's incredible, but it looks like, I'm sorry, it makes sense. It makes sense. Why it makes sense? Because our brain is not so intelligent. And if I tell my brain that I have 100 friends in Facebook, and my brain believes it, that's it. I'm a social bonding. Okay? It's the same thing and the other way around. So Facebook is good, but you have to take a little bit care of that. Okay? Now, less active nervous system. You can't age well if you go like, I'm calm, no problem. Okay, are you ready for the speech? Yes, I'm calm. And you start doing that. Then they go and develop internal locus. Probably psychologists, they love this. Internal locus means the word goes around because I say so in this direction. Not the word goes around because somebody else is in charge. I'm pretty much in charge of this. This is called internal locus control. So I believe in my future. I believe I can do something about my future. That's internal locus control, and it's very good for your glucocorticoids. And then this is what was this? Doru.
I'm here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Look at the picture.
I watch you like a lion to the zebra.
Okay. I'm done.
And
it's
I'm
two more. Yes, look at that. Yes. Look at that. That's Marcel.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 years ago.
2 years ago here in
Bucharest.
In Bucharest. Okay. Here in Bucharest. Well, there in Bucharest. Sorry. Okay. And if you get stress management, your Lozada ratio with your people must be over 5. And if you want to know what the Lozada ratio is, come to my seminar. Now, Enrico's rule, and that's it. Physical stressor, activate the stress response. Are you in danger with your boss? Good, stress. Are you in danger with your physical stress? Are you in danger of something? Stress. Psychological stressor, better not. Do you think you're in danger? I might be in danger in 6 months. Well, don't stress. Okay. Base condition, the less glucocorticoids production possible. Real stressor, the maximum and fast stress reaction. Now, Enrico's rule is?
Don't smoke.
Think SAS. 2, exercise a lot. 3, eat healthy food, sleep well. During my seminar, I can tell you exactly how much you have to sleep, how you have to sleep, and what to do if you don't sleep, and have a social life. Now, this is for ladies only. Ladies, this is for ladies only. If you're very stressed, talk about it with a friend. Exercise with a friend. Take a long bath, read a book, and... What? What?
And
okay,
sleep.
Well, I don't get it. I'm so and. What is that? Is that a different word in Romania? Wait. Now, if you are a guy, this is very important if you are a guy, okay? Stop thinking. Ladies, we can do that. We can stop thinking. Okay? Go home, take the couch, stop thinking. We can do that. You can't, but we can. Recharge testosterone. Exercise against something or against someone. Don't exercise by yourself because it's boring. We need our testosterone to get some level up. So against something. Build something. Build something. Get some hobby building something. Use your hands to build something. It's very good to lower your glucocorticoids. And because it's 2:54, you told me I was until 3. And yes, guys, sex is perfect for stress management. I just had to do, and sex is one of my next seminars in my... Thank you.